Hey guys, welcome back. Brian here with your April 2024 Orange County real estate market update for you. And we are going to talk about some really good numbers as well as some predictions of things we see coming down the pipe. So first thing to understand is that there is a bit more activity now than we've had over the last 4 or 5 months. Check this out. From February to March to April, in February, active listings went from 3,416 to March, which is 3,662. And now April active listings is 4,047, which is a 10% increase from February to April. New listings in February this year was 1,630, March was 2,002, and April was 2,295 new listings. We've had a 29% increase in new active listings from February 3 months ago to April this last month. Closed transactions went from 1,348 in February to March, which is 1,723, to April, 1,822 closed transactions, which is a 26 increase from February. So the key thing to take away from the active to new listings to closed listings is that we only have a 10% increase in active inventory, where we have a 26 to 29% increase in new and moving inventory. The months of inventory has gone from February 3 months and stayed at 2 months consistently, March and April. The question is, what happens after this? Where are we going to go? And most people are saying, well, we're waiting for it to go back to where it was. I don't think you can hang on to that anymore. What you have to think about is what it's going to change into. It could go this way or this way, but we have to watch the rest of the market to find out. But here is what is coming. Before we talked about a prediction of the market getting busier, I think it's going to get busier still. We're seeing 3 months of slow and increment activity increases. But now we're moving into the summer months. We've had a good 90, 120 days of solid work in 2024. We're going to see the results of all that work coming in this summer that's coming up right now. My other prediction is you're going to see that slow down pretty well by November, August-ish. So fall, but you say, well, it's fall. Of course it slows down. No, it really doesn't. But more than that, it's an election year. And I think that the messages are going to get kind of strong as we move into those seasons of fall this year more than others. And that amount of discord in what they're saying is good market, is bad market, who's to blame, who's not, is going to cause more of a pause in the marketplace. We've had a pretty good pause or slowdown at least over the last 12 months. And a lot of that is functioned by the amount of news saying, it's going to go this way, it's going to go that way, beware, beware, beware. But you notice the messaging has almost completely changed. There's nothing about it. We haven't talked anything about what's bad, just soft landing, soft landing, soft landing. So as the dynamic of the brain changes inside the marketplace, it changes the marketplace itself. So a couple of new things to talk about. You're going to see an increase in my prediction from a couple places. One is going to be probate. We've already seen an increase in probate, but what you're seeing is a lot of people are retiring or moving on, and they do not have trusts in place that dictate where and what's going on with their properties. So those properties go to probate. Probate attorneys are very, very busy, as well as divorce attorneys. Divorces, you have to do 6 months and a day of filing divorce. So if you file divorce on Monday, January 1st, you could not finish that divorce until, my understanding is, 6 months and 1 day. So sometime around June is when you can actually complete the divorce. And somewhere in there, the house is getting sold, most likely, unless one person can take the property. So probate, divorces, and lastly, government foreclosures. Now, you're not going to see a heavy amount of foreclosures, at least not from the private world. The banks that are not associated with Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. I have seen an increase in foreclosures in FHA and other government-backed securities. Not common, but increasing, which means it goes back to HUD, it goes back to the government body, and they sell it through a separate system. But we've seen it. You're going to see slightly more of these things. 3 predictions. So a couple things you need to pay attention to if you're a buyer and a seller, okay? If you're looking to be a buyer in this season, you cannot make offers as like, well, if I get it for that price, I'll take it. You have to be honest and consistent in how aggressively you go after property because the market is picking up. If you want to find something that's something of a consolation prize offer, you must choose the middle of the market, which is neither a good property, no price great. It's a home that's on the market, it's priced, looks like a little bit high, but it's not fully upgraded. It's like 10 to 15-year-old upgrades, older granite, older flooring, and offer maybe more aggressively against the property. They're not getting a heavy amount of traffic. They might negotiate with you. But if you're looking at the stuff that's super nice and done, or even the properties that need all of it done, need to be gutted, those 2 pieces of the market are aggressively being hounded for property. You cannot compete in those unless you are going all in right away. If you're a seller, presentation matters more than anything else. I've talked about this in anything I do, which is why we started a staging company and gave those services to our clients. Not a sales pitch, it is our strategy. We want to over leverage the presentation so that we can get back on the price for our clients. The way you do that is you make the home collectively look like $1 million. The better you make something look, the more valuable it'll be perceived in the marketplace, giving you the benefit of the higher price range you're trying to achieve. That is the solid and best way today to get that value back, because we're in a very different market than we've been over the last 10 years. This is all brand new territory. Anyone who went through the stuff in 2008 didn't see what happened in the last 10 years we just went through. Now that is gone, and this is the new thing. So we have to be paying attention to what we're going to do in the new thing to make the most out of it for both our buyers, our sellers, and yes, our investors. So hopefully that all made sense. But what we're seeing is a bit of a divide in the marketplace, and we want to focus on each thing individually to say, I'm a seller, so we give very specific advice to our sellers, our buyers, our investors, and everybody else at large who's trying to think about doing something at some point soon. So if you have any further questions, if you want to reach out to us directly, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, we'll see you here next time on the market update for May. We'll see you next time.